There is a road that few are willing to walk, a path that is often steep, narrow, and winding. It is not the road of comfort, nor the path of ease. It is a road where many fall away, where friends may not always walk beside you, and where the cheers of the crowd may turn into silence. But it is also the road that leads to something greater, something higher than mere existence. It is the road to purpose, to destiny, to greatness. Throughout history, the greatest men and women who ever lived knew this road well. They faced rejection, hardship, and trials that would have broken the ordinary soul. But they pressed on, not because they saw the finish line, but because they believed in the one who had set them on the journey. They understood that greatness is not found in comfort, but in the struggle. It is not measured by applause, but by endurance. When you walk this road, there will be times when the weight of the journey will press upon you. You may look around and wonder if anyone understands, if anyone sees, if everyone cares. But in that loneliness, there is a lesson. The road to greatness is never crowded because it demands more than most are willing to give. It demands discipline when others choose distraction, faith when others surrender to doubt, and perseverance when the rest turn back. But here's the truth: no great calling comes without great trials. No mountain is conquered without the climb. No soul is refined without the fire. Every challenge you face is shaping you. Every tear you shed is watering the seeds of your purpose. And though the road may seem long, though the nights may be dark, there is one who walks with you. You are never truly alone, so do not be discouraged when the journey is difficult. Do not turn back when the weight feels unbearable. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep pressing forward. For in the end, it is not the road of ease that leads to greatness, but the road of sacrifice, faith, and unwavering determination. Greatness requires sacrifice. The road to greatness is not easy. It demands perseverance, discipline, and faith. Loneliness is part of the journey. Those who pursue greatness often walk alone, facing rejection and trials that others are unwilling to endure. Endurance defines success. True greatness is not measured by applause or comfort, but by one's ability to persist despite challenges. Struggles shape character. Every difficulty and hardship refines and strengthens a person for their higher purpose. Faith is essential. Trusting in God provides the strength to continue when the journey feels overwhelming. Keep moving forward, no matter how hard the path gets. Those who refuse to give up will ultimately reach their destiny. The pursuit of greatness is not for the faint of heart. It is not a journey of ease, nor a path of comfort. It is a road that demands everything from those who dare to walk it. Greatness does not come by accident, nor is it handed out freely. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and an unshakable commitment to press forward when everything in you wants to turn back. History has shown time and again that those who achieve true greatness are the ones willing to pay the price. They understand that comfort and complacency are the enemies of progress. They are not driven by the approval of others or the fleeting rewards of this world. Instead, they are willing to endure hardship, rejection, and even isolation because they see something greater ahead. Consider the lives of those who have left a lasting impact. They were not people who chose the easy road. They faced opposition, they suffered loss, and they endured struggles that would have caused most to quit. Yet they pressed on, not because they saw immediate results, but because they believed in the purpose that had been set before them. Sacrifice means giving up what is comfortable for what is meaningful. It means choosing discipline over distraction, purpose over pleasure, and endurance over ease. It means waking up early when the rest of the world sleeps, working when others rest, and pressing forward when others have given up. It means walking away from things that hinder progress, even when they seem good, because good is often the enemy of great. Every great leader, innovator, and visionary has faced moments of doubt. There were days when the burden felt too heavy, when the road seemed too long, and when they questioned whether the journey was worth it. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fade into obscurity is the willingness to sacrifice in the moments when quitting seems like the easier option. Sacrifice is not just about giving things up, it is about making room for something greater. It is about understanding that every step forward requires leaving something behind. It is about realizing that no great victory comes without a battle, and no great reward comes without a cost. The world offers distractions at every turn. There will always be easier paths, tempting shortcuts, and voices telling you to take the simple way out. But greatness is never found in the easy way. It is forged in the fire of perseverance, in the willingness to endure suffering for the sake of something greater. Many people desire success, but few are willing to embrace the process that leads there. They want the reward without the struggle, the prize without the pain, the crown without the cross. But true greatness does not come to those who seek only the benefits. It comes to those who are willing to lay everything down, to walk through the trials, to endure the refining fire, and to remain steadfast even when there is no visible sign of progress. The sacrifice required for greatness often means walking a lonely road. Not everyone will understand the journey. Not everyone will support the decisions that must be made. There will be moments of isolation, moments when encouragement is scarce, and moments when the temptation to turn back is strong. But those who keep going, those who refuse to let go of their calling, will find that every sacrifice was worth it. What you are willing to give up determines what you are able to achieve. The cost of greatness is high, but the value of a life lived with purpose is beyond measure. The journey to greatness is often marked by seasons of loneliness. It is a road where few are willing to walk, a path that demands more than most are prepared to give. Those who choose this road quickly realize that not everyone will understand their vision, not everyone will support their mission, and not everyone will be willing to walk beside them. It is in these moments of solitude that the true test of commitment begins. Loneliness is not a sign that something is wrong. Rather, it is often an indication that a person is moving in a direction that others are not willing to go. It is easy to follow the crowd, to remain in the comfort of the familiar, to settle where the majority is content to stay. But greatness does not come to those who follow the crowd. It comes to those who are willing to step out, to risk being misunderstood, and to keep going even when no one else sees the vision. Throughout history, those who achieved greatness understood this reality. The path of pioneers, leaders, and visionaries was never a crowded one. They had moments where they felt alone, where even those closest to them could not fully comprehend the burden they carried. The weight of purpose is not one that can always be shared. There are decisions that must be made alone, sacrifices that must be borne alone, and battles that must be fought in solitude. In these lonely moments, doubts may creep in. Questions arise: is it worth it? Am I really on the right path? Would it be easier to turn back? The mind seeks comfort, longing for affirmation, for reassurance, for someone to say, keep going. But there are times when that affirmation will not come. There are times when the only voice that will speak is the quiet whisper of faith, reminding the weary traveler that the journey is not in vain. Loneliness has a way of refining a person. It separates those who are merely interested from those who are truly committed. Many people start the journey toward greatness with enthusiasm, surrounded by excitement and encouragement. But as the road becomes steeper, as the challenges become greater, the crowd begins to thin. Some will turn back because the price is too high. Others will abandon the mission because the struggle is too much. And in that moment, the one who remains must decide whether to press forward alone or to settle for something less than what they were called to. But loneliness is not without purpose. It is in these seasons that character is developed, strength is forged, and faith is deepened. It is in these moments of isolation that a person learns to rely not on the applause of others, but on the conviction that they are walking the path they were meant to walk. It is in solitude that clarity comes, that distractions fade, and that purpose is revealed with greater certainty. Many fear loneliness because they equate it with failure. But the reality is that those who are willing to endure it are the ones who ultimately rise above the rest. The road to greatness is not crowded because it is not meant to be. It is a refining journey, a process that strips away everything that is unnecessary and leaves only what is essential for the task ahead. There will be moments when the weight of loneliness feels unbearable, when the desire for companionship and support is overwhelming. But those who stay the course, who refuse to turn back, who embrace the solitude as part of the process, will one day look back and realize that every lonely step was leading them exactly where they were meant to be. Endurance is the mark of those who achieve greatness. It is not talent alone, nor intelligence, nor opportunity that defines success. It is the ability to keep going when everything inside and around you says to stop. Many begin the journey with excitement, full of dreams and ambition, but the true test comes not at the start, but in the middle, when the road stretches long, when obstacles seem endless, and when the energy that once burned bright begins to fade. It is here that endurance becomes the defining factor. There will be moments when nothing seems to be working, when effort appears wasted, when the results do not match the sacrifice. These are the times when doubt whispers, when discouragement presses in, and when quitting seems like the logical choice. But those who achieve greatness are those who push past these moments, who press forward, even when they cannot see the finish line, who continue to fight when others have surrendered. Endurance is not simply about physical strength, nor is it just about persistence. It is about conviction. It is about knowing why the journey began in the first place and holding on to that purpose when everything else feels uncertain. It is about believing in the destination even when the road is difficult. Those who endure are not necessarily the ones with the easiest path, but they are the ones who refuse to be stopped by the hardships they encounter. Many start with enthusiasm, but endurance requires a deeper commitment. The excitement that fuels the beginning of the journey will not always be there. The cheers of the crowd may fade, the encouragement from others may lessen, and the initial fire may dim. But endurance is what keeps a person moving forward when passion alone is not enough. It is a choice to keep going, not because it is easy, but because quitting is not an option. The road to greatness is paved with obstacles. There will be failure, setbacks, and unexpected difficulties. There will be times when the path is unclear, when fear threatens to take over, when exhaustion makes every step feel impossible. But endurance is built in these very moments. It is not developed in times of ease, but in times of struggle. It is the ability to rise after every fall, to keep moving forward despite uncertainty, to trust that every step, no matter how small, is still progress. Many people give up too soon. They stop when things get hard, when the process takes longer than expected, when they do not see the immediate results they hope for. They trade long-term success for short-term comfort, not realizing that endurance is the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who simply wish they had. The ones who make it to the top are not always the strongest or the fastest, but they are the ones who refuse to quit. Endurance requires focus. It demands the ability to ignore distractions, to silence negative voices, to push through even when motivation is gone. It is not about waiting for the perfect conditions, but about continuing despite imperfect ones. It is about training the mind to see obstacles not as stop signs, but as stepping stones. It is about understanding that pain, difficulty, and struggle are not signs of failure, but part of the refining process. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of success is the result of endurance. The people who reach the highest levels in any field are not those who had the easiest journey, but those who refused to stop walking when others turned back. They knew that endurance was the price of greatness, and they were willing to pay it. And when the finish line finally came into view, they knew that every hardship, every challenge, and every sacrifice had been worth it. Struggles are not meant to break a person, they are meant to shape them. Every challenge, every hardship, every painful moment is part of a greater process. It is through struggle that character is built, that weaknesses are revealed and strengthened, that a person becomes who they were meant to be. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without adversity, there is no transformation. It is in the hardest moments of life that the foundation of greatness is laid. Nothing of lasting value has ever been achieved without struggle. Those who have risen to great heights did not do so because life was easy for them. They faced battles that tested their will, opposition that tried to stop them, and setbacks that threatened to destroy them. But instead of giving up, they allowed the struggle to refine them. They let the difficulties teach them, shape them, and prepare them for something greater. Struggles expose what is inside a person. They reveal whether someone is truly committed or only interested. They show who has the strength to keep going and who will walk away when things become difficult. Struggles bring out the hidden fears, doubts, and insecurities that must be confronted in order to grow. They force a person to decide whether they will be defined by their hardships or whether they will rise above them. It is easy to desire success, but the process that leads to success is not always easy. Growth requires pressure. Diamonds are formed under intense heat. Gold is purified in the fire. Muscles grow stronger only when they are broken down and rebuilt. The same is true for people. Struggles push a person beyond their limits, teaching them endurance, resilience, and perseverance. Every challenge faced is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and better equipped for the future. Many try to avoid struggle, believing that a life without difficulty is the best life. But avoiding struggle is avoiding growth. It is in the moments of hardship that the most valuable lessons are learned. Failure teaches resilience. Pain teaches compassion. Obstacles teach problem solving. Struggles teach the lessons that cannot be learned any other way than embrace struggle, rather than run from it. Discover a strength they never knew they had. Struggles also separate those who are truly committed from those who are merely interested. Many people start with excitement, but when obstacles appear, their commitment is tested. Those who are only interested in success will turn back when the journey becomes difficult. But those who are truly committed will press forward, knowing that every struggle is preparing them for what is ahead. They understand that the road to greatness is not meant to be easy, it is meant to be a refining process. Every challenge faced is a step forward. Every difficulty overcome is a victory. Those who push through their struggles are the ones who emerge stronger. They are the ones who develop the resilience to face even greater challenges. They are the ones who, when they finally achieve their goal, will look back and realize that the struggle was not an obstacle, it was the very thing that prepared them for success. The greatest leaders, innovators, and achievers are not those who never struggle. They are those who struggled the most and refused to let their struggles defeat them. They are the ones who understood that struggle is not a curse, but a gift. It is a tool that shapes, molds, and refines. It is the process that turns ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. Those who embrace their struggles and allow them to strengthen them are the ones who ultimately rise above them. Faith is the foundation that sustains those who walk the road to greatness. It is not just a feeling or a belief, it is the confidence that there is a purpose beyond the struggle, a reason beyond the pain, and a plan beyond what the eyes can see. Faith is what carries a person through the moments when nothing makes sense, when doors seem closed, when progress feels impossible. It is the quiet assurance that even in the darkest times, there is a path forward. There will be times when circumstances do not align with expectations, when effort does not produce immediate results, when challenges seem insurmountable. In these moments, it is faith that keeps a person moving forward. Faith does not remove obstacles, but it gives the strength to overcome them. It does not eliminate struggles, but it provides the endurance to face them. Faith is what turns uncertainty into courage, fear into resolve, and defeat into perseverance. Faith is essential because the road to greatness is filled with seasons of waiting. There will be times when progress is slow, when prayers seem unanswered, when hope feels distant. It is in these seasons that faith is truly tested. Anyone can believe when everything is going well, but true faith is revealed in the waiting, in the unseen, in the moments when giving up feels like the only option. Those who achieve greatness are not always the most talented or the most skilled, but they are the ones who refuse to lose faith even when there is no evidence of success. Faith is what separates those who press on from those who turn back. Many begin their journey with excitement, but when challenges arise, their belief wavers. They allow circumstances to dictate their actions instead of holding on to the truth that their journey has purpose. But those who truly believe do not let external difficulties shake their internal conviction. They trust that every step, even the painful ones, is part of something greater. They understand that faith is not about seeing the destination, it is about believing in it even when the path is unclear. Faith requires letting go of the need for complete control. The desire to have all the answers, to know every detail, to have everything figured out can often become a barrier to moving forward. But faith does not require knowing every step, it requires taking the next step. It requires trusting that even when the way is unclear, there is a path being prepared. It requires surrendering fear and doubt in exchange for confidence that there is a higher plan at work. Faith does not guarantee an easy journey, but it guarantees that the journey is not in vain. It provides the strength to rise after failure, the courage to face opposition, the endurance to keep going when everything says to stop. It reminds a person that they are not alone, that their struggles have meaning, that their efforts are not wasted. Faith turns obstacles into stepping stones, challenges into opportunities, and setbacks into lessons. Many people give up because they rely only on what they can see. They allow temporary difficulties to define their future, forgetting that what is seen is only a small part of the story. But those who walk by faith understand that the greatest victories often come after the hardest battles, that the strongest people are shaped through the deepest struggles, and that the moments of greatest doubt are often followed by breakthroughs. Faith is the anchor that holds firm in the storm. It is the force that pushes a person beyond their limits, that keeps them steady when the road is rough, that reminds them why they started when everything in them wants to quit. Those who hold on to faith, who refuse to let go even when the journey is long and the answers are unclear, are the ones who ultimately reach the place they were meant to be. The journey to greatness is long, filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. Many start with enthusiasm, but few continue when the path becomes difficult. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall away is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the determination to keep moving forward, no matter what. Those who achieve greatness are not the ones who never stumbled, never failed, or never doubted. They are the ones who refused to stop. They understood that every step, no matter how small, was a step closer to purpose. There will be days when nothing seems to go as planned. Effort may seem wasted, progress may feel invisible, and results may not appear as quickly as expected. These are the moments that test commitment. When the excitement of the beginning is faded, when the challenges feel overwhelming, when quitting appears to be the easier option, the decision to keep going is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. True greatness is built in these moments, not when everything is easy, but when everything is difficult and the choice is made to move forward anyway. Doubt will whisper, trying to convince the heart that the struggle is too great, that the dream is too far, that the goal is unattainable. Fear will attempt to paralyze, making every challenge seem bigger than it really is. But those who refuse to give up understand that doubt and fear are only illusions meant to distract and discourage. They know that no obstacle is permanent, that every difficulty is temporary, and that the only true failure is the decision to stop trying. Greatness is not achieved in a single moment. It is the result of persistence, of showing up every day, of putting in the effort, even when no one is watching. It is built in the unseen moments, in the quiet sacrifices, in the choices made when no applause is heard. Those who keep moving forward do not rely on motivation alone, for motivation fades. They rely on discipline, on conviction, on the unwavering belief that what they are working toward is worth every struggle they endure. There will be people who do not understand the journey. Some will criticize, some will doubt, some will try to convince others to give up. But those who press on do not seek approval from the crowd. They do not measure their success by the opinions of others. They keep moving forward not because it is easy, not because it is popular, but because they know they are walking the path they were meant to walk. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Even when it feels slow, even when it seems insignificant, forward is still forward. A person who refuses to quit, who continues to take even the smallest steps, will one day look back and realize just how far they have come. The struggles that once seemed impossible will be seen as the very experiences that strengthen them. The obstacles that once felt overwhelming will be understood as the lessons that shaped them. There will always be reasons to stop, excuses to quit, justifications to turn back. But those who achieve their dreams are the ones who push past every excuse, who refuse to let temporary hardships dictate their future. They remind themselves why they started. They focus on what is ahead rather than what is behind, and they press on, even when progress feels invisible. The road is not easy, but it is worth it. Every challenge faced, every battle fought, every struggle endured is part of the journey. The ones who make it are not always the most gifted, not always the most privileged, not always the ones with the easiest path. They are the ones who simply refuse to stop moving forward. The journey to greatness is not for those who seek comfort or ease. It is a path that demands everything, a road that tests endurance, faith, and resilience. Those who walk it must be willing to embrace sacrifice, to endure loneliness, to push through struggles, and to keep moving forward even when the way is unclear. It is not a journey that offers instant rewards or guarantees of success, but it is the only road that leads to a life of true purpose and impact. There will be moments when the weight of the journey feels unbearable, when discouragement whispers that the effort is in vain, when exhaustion makes every step feel impossible. There will be times of silence when it seems like nothing is changing, when progress is invisible, when prayers go unanswered. But these are the moments that shape character. These are the seasons that separate those who are merely interested from those who are truly committed. These are the trials that refine and prepare a person for the greatness they seek. No one who ever achieved anything of lasting value did so without struggle. The stories of the greatest leaders, innovators, and visionaries are filled with seasons of hardship, times of uncertainty, and moments when everything seemed lost. But the defining characteristic of those who reached their destiny was not that they never struggled, it was that they never stopped. They pressed on when others quit. They believed when others doubted. They stood firm when everything around them was shaking. Every sacrifice made along the way will one day prove its worth. The long hours, the unseen efforts, the lonely nights, the difficult choices, none of it is wasted. Every challenge faced is a building block. Every hardship endured is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for something greater. The road to greatness is not meant to be easy, but it is meant to be walked. It is meant to shape, to mold, to prepare. And for those who refuse to give up, the reward is far greater than the cost. Faith is what sustains the journey. Not faith in circumstances, not faith in the opinions of others, but faith in the calling that has been placed within. Faith that every step, even the painful ones, is leading somewhere. Faith that the struggles have a purpose. That the waiting is not wasted. That the process is necessary. Faith that there is a greater plan unfolding, even when it cannot be seen. The temptation to quit will come. The doubts will rise. The obstacles will seem overwhelming. But those who are willing to endure, to fight, to persist, those who are willing to take one more step, and then another, are the ones who will one day stand in the place they were meant to be. They will look back and realize that every tear, every trial, every sacrifice was worth it. They will understand that the road that seemed so difficult was actually the very thing that prepared them. The world does not remember those who quit. It does not celebrate those who gave up when things got hard. It remembers those who kept going, those who refused to surrender, those who endured when others walked away. Greatness is not found in talent alone, nor in skill, nor in opportunity. It is found in persistence. It is found in the choice to rise after every fall, to stand firm in the face of adversity, to keep moving forward when everything says to stop. There will never be a perfect moment to begin. There will never be a time when the road is without challenges. The conditions will never be entirely favorable, and the path will never be completely clear. But those who wait for certainty will never start, and those who fear difficulty will never finish. The ones who reach their destination are the ones who take the first step, and then another, until one day they arrive exactly where they were meant to be.